Hi, I'm Debbie Hartner.
I'm Elsie Johnson.
And we are two sisters, Southern Cooking.
Mixing up my ground beef here with my seasonings to make hamburger steaks with onion gravy for tonight. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to mix up all the meat and the ingredients together, and then I'm going to patty out the hamburgers, stick them on my pan here. We're going to put them in the refrigerator to firm up before we go ahead and fry them. So you need at least about a half hour for them to sit in the refrigerator and solidify together, and then you can fry them. So I'm just going to use my hands because it's so much easier. You can actually feel to make sure all your ingredients are incorporated correctly by doing that. So I'm just breaking up my hamburger meat here into smaller pieces, and then I will start putting in all the ingredients. We have minced onion, we have frozen butter that's shredded, we have Worcestershire, we have mustard, yellow mustard, and we have minced garlic. That's what's going to go in them. And then I'm going to sprinkle salt and pepper over them after I have them pattied up. Pretty simple. When we fry them, then we will make an onion gravy, which is, we will show you all that, but that's pretty simple as well. And when we're making the gravy, we're going to take the hamburgers and put them on a platter. And then after the gravy is made to the thickness that you like, we'll put the hamburgers back into the gravy and let them get covered in gravy and let them warm back up. They shouldn't be too cooled down by the time we get the gravy, but just in case, that'll help warm them back up and finish cooking them all the way through anyway. So you don't have to totally get them all the way cooked, because they're gonna finish cooking through all the way once they're back in the gravy. That's the same way I do pork chops. When I do pork chops, smothered pork chops, when you put them back in the gravy and then you let them cook on low for the allocated time, which on my pork chops is an hour, but you don't need that on this because ground beef is totally cooks faster than a pork chop does. Okay, all right, I got the hamburger meat all broken up pretty good, so I'm gonna put in my onion. This is chopped up pretty good, so I'm gonna mix that in a little bit. Okay. Next I'll put in my garlic. Basically, you're just trying to incorporate this without moving your hamburger meat too much. So don't try like squeezing the hamburger too much because you'll make it tough. But just I've always heard if you take your hand like a claw and you just move it around in there, that helps to incorporate everything without actually damaging the integrity of your beef, and that will help. Okay, next is the mustard, and I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to out of there. And I'm going to take the Worcestershire at the same time. That way I only have to mix it one time instead of individually. Okay, now I've got my frozen butter. The frozen butter, doing the freezing it, actually helps it stay together so that when it starts to fry up, the butter melts within the burger and it gives you little pockets of fat in there. That's really, it makes your burger juicy. Okay. Just gonna stir this around gently here. I think all that butter looks like it's mixed fairly well. Okay. All right, I am going to start making the patties. So I'm going to take just enough that's going to fit my hand, is about what I want. And I'm just going to, you can do them in round, you can do them in oblong if you want. It's your choice. I know a lot of places do them oblong. Just set these out. I'm trying to get them about 1/3 pound so that you get 3 out of a pound. That should. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands and then I'm gonna sprinkle salt and pepper on them, and then we're gonna put them in the refrigerator for 30 minutes and let them solidify and cool down so that they don't fall apart when you put them in the pan. I'm gonna sprinkle salt over them. And then pepper. Okay, we're good to go. Well, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and let them sit for a half hour before we start frying them.
Okay, y'all, so we are ready to get our hamburger steaks in the frying pan. Now this is our gargantuous size frying pan that is 15 inches that Elsie and I found actually at TJ Maxx. It's a Lodge, and look at that. Look at all that butter in there. Doesn't that look good, y'all? So yeah, we found this at the TJ Maxx.
How much did we get for it? It's like $15?
Yeah, I think it was like $19.99.
Yeah, something like that.
For a 15-inch frying pan. This thing takes up about 3/4 of the stove here. We use 3 burners for it. So, and when we're doing stuff like this, where we're doing large quantities, it is the ones of choice to do.
Yeah. So we have 3 burgers left with pre-mix, and then we're gonna have a couple
Extra ones that doesn't have onions in it.
Yeah.
That's for Roger. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and fry these up, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, y'all, we are getting ready to flip these burgers. Hamburger steaks. Now, I know we put some things in here that Elsie normally doesn't make for Roger. She normally just does salt and pepper. Mom does the same for Morris, but we love something with a little kick to it. If we get the opportunity, we like to broaden our horizons.
See how that's trying to fall apart? That's exactly why it was good to actually let them
longer.
Yeah, leave them in the refrigerator so that they held together a little.
So we are cooking them on 4 minutes each side.
They are very thick.
They are thicker than normal. So otherwise you normally would cook them about 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes on each side.
And then they're gonna go back in the gravy.
And they'll finish cooking in the gravy. All right, guys, we'll be back shortly.
All right, now we're starting to make our gravy.
We took out all the grease because there was quite a bit of grease in our pan. So we removed it, and we are putting our 2 pats of butter in here to be able to get ready to caramelize our onions. So we are using 1 extra large onion.
And instead of cutting it in big strips, I chopped it up fairly well so that you'll get the flavor of it, but not so much the look of the onion.
You'll still see it, but
it won't be as prevalent.
Right. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and we turn the heat down on this here to probably about medium-low, and we're going to go ahead and let this
get these tender,
and it's going to take just a few minutes for this. This ain't going to take long at all. So we'll be right back, guys.
Okay, I just put in my chicken broth, my beef broth, into my caramelized onions and onion powder and garlic powder, and I'm going to bring this to a boil.
And we also added in Worcestershire.
Oh yeah, that's right, Worcestershire. And then I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to put in my cornstarch slurry, and then it'll thicken up into a gravy. And then we'll put our meat back in, and we'll cook it for 10 more minutes. Hey y'all, it is now boiling, so I'm going to put in our cornstarch slurry, and I'm going to stir this around until it thickens up, and then I'm going to put our patties back in, and it's already
thickening up, boy.
Yeah, it doesn't take it long, so let me whisk it instead of stirring it with a spoon so you don't get lumps. Okay, I'm going to turn it down. We need to take the boil away from it because it thickened right on up. I am putting back in our hamburger steaks. Back in, and I'll spoon the gravy over top of them so as not to disturb them. And let this cook for 10 minutes, and that way you know your hamburger is fully cooked all the way through. Because right now, that one fell off the spatula. Right now, they're not fully cooked all the way through because they were thick I made them thick, and they did not cook long enough to get cooked all the way through because of doing this. And one more. That worked out perfect.
Alrighty.
Alright, now I'm going to take some gravy and just spoon over them.
And then we're going to cover them up for about 10 minutes and let them cook on low just to finish up cooking.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we'll be right back. Hey y'all, this is done and it looks delicious, y'all. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to put it on my plate tonight for dinner. Alright guys, we will see you in our next video. Have a great one.
And I'm Debbie,
We're two sisters Southern cooking.
and we thank you for visiting our page. Please like, share, and subscribe.